Companies across the country have spent the last 3 years cutting entry-level positions, eliminating middle management layers, and telling themselves that they're being efficient. And they are right now. But I've been paying attention to the hiring cycle since the early 2000s. And what I'm watching unfold right now is one of the most short-sighted workforce decisions I've ever seen in my entire career. I surmise that in 5 years, a lot of these companies are going to look up and realize they have nobody left to lead. The pipeline completely gone. Their bench is completely empty. And the ironic part is they did it all to themselves. Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Bryan. I'm the founder of Life After Layoff, a career strategist and a corporate recruiter. And I've made it my mission to demystify how careers and job search work at major corporations. So if this kind of content interests you, make sure you hit the subscribe button. And if you're tired of employers holding all the cards in the employment arrangement, including these companies who are eliminating middle managers and not hiring entry-level people, then it's time for you to reclaim control in your career, unless you want them to continue jerking you around into perpetuality. And if you're not sure how to do that, I've actually created a free 1.5 hour webinar, which walks you through the exact steps you need to take right now in order to start reclaiming control and become the CEO of your career. So if you're in an active job search, or you're somebody that is disenfranchised by where their career is going and wants something bigger and better, check out that free webinar. I'll leave a link in the video description below. So let me give you a full picture, because I don't think this is just a feeling that I have, and I'm sure a lot of you share as well. The pattern is real, and it's playing out across a lot of different industries right now. Fact of the matter is that entry-level hiring has dropped significantly across most white-collar industries since 2022. Conveniently, companies blame the pandemic and then the economy and couldn't wait to lay people off. Then they blamed AI. Then they blamed productivity. But the real reason in most cases is much simpler than that. The painful truth, and I think we need to be objective here, is that entry-level workers are expensive to train, slow to produce, and easy to cut when the CFO needs to show the board that they have a cleaner headcount number. So they replace their work with AI tools, offshore contractors, and piled extra responsibilities onto the poor mid-level employees who were already stretched thin to begin with. And to shareholders on the quarterly earnings calls, these senior leaders can get up there and say that they're being very disciplined and that they're being proactive with cost cutting. And let's face it, they probably look at them as smart leadership or smart management teams. That that's what they're supposed to be doing. But I suspect that we are witnessing a real talent crisis unfolding over the next few years. And I have to wonder if these efficiency gains that they're pitching to analysts and the shareholders are actually going to be worth it in the long run, because they didn't just stop at entry level. It goes a lot deeper than that. You see, while companies were busy cutting entry level roles, they were also flattening their organizations, eliminating middle manager jobs primarily. But what they were doing is reducing the number of decision makers between frontline and the senior leadership team. And they pitched this as a way for companies to be more agile, to make decisions quicker, to push down the decision making to the people who are actually impacted by the work. So companies like Meta made this a very public strategy, and a lot of companies followed suit. Fewer managers, flatter structure, more efficiency. Reality, cheaper costs. And look, even though I was a mid manager myself, I understand the logic. Layers of management do slow things down. Too many approvals. You have too many meetings that are scheduled, too much bureaucracy. I get it. But here's what happens when you actually flatten these organizations. You eliminate the roles where people learn to lead. You eliminate career paths. You eliminate an entire layer that you have to go through and pay your dues in order to move into the upper levels of these organizations. And trust me when I say this, middle management is not glamorous. You get beat up from both ends, but it's where people learn how to make decisions with real consequences and how to manage teams, how to manage difficult situations, how to build these teams and navigate organizational dynamics. This is probably the first time where politics becomes a real thing, and how to develop the kind of judgment that eventually qualifies somebody for a senior level position. So it's a necessary layer, and they've basically cut it across the board. So when you are cutting these roles and making them so rare that nobody can realistically grow into them, you're not just changing the organizational chart. In my opinion, you're removing a training ground, a necessary layer that was supposed to produce the next generation of leaders, to give them a chance to show their goods, to develop, to get that mentoring, to make some of the critical mistakes that they may need to make before they get into these senior level roles. So now you have entry level workers who, coming out of school, just cannot get hired at all. And you have mid-level managers with nowhere to go. And the senior level roles that inevitably become open in these organizations, Well, they keep on getting filled from the outside because there's nobody inside who's developed enough to step into them. And I have to wonder if anybody at the top has actually thought this through, or if the next earning call is just too close to worry about something that's going to happen 5 years from now. It's like, out of sight, out of mind, we'll worry about that when we get to it. So when I look at the entry level job market and how broken it truly is right now, I think a lot of senior leaders have genuinely lost sight of what the entry level hiring is actually for. It was never about just getting junior tasks done at a lower cost or fetching somebody coffee. It was really meant to be kind of like in a baseball analogy, the farm system. Young folks were supposed to get into these roles, learn and develop over the course of a couple of years, move into the more senior and advanced positions at the individual contributor level. And then there was supposed to be a separation. There was going to be a certain group that would move into leadership type of roles, and there was another group that would go more technical. And that's just how the workplace worked. And for those who did get tapped on the shoulder or split off onto that very purposeful decision to move into leadership, this was a place for them, the future managers, the directors, and the VPs, to learn the fundamentals of business and how things operate and how the political climate works before they were given actual real responsibilities. And think about how this actually works in a healthy organization, which admittedly is becoming fewer and farther between. Somebody comes into the entry level role, they learn the systems, the culture, the customers, the products. They maybe sit beside somebody who's much more senior than them, and they learn the process. They get deep level knowledge that you can't just train people on. So they're making small mistakes. That's just part of the job, but they're making them in fairly low stakes situations where somebody can kind of help them clean up their messes. But ultimately, they're getting mentored. And then certain of them are getting promoted. And by the time they're managing people, maybe 5, 7 years into their career, they're making decisions that affect the business on some level of scale. And they've now spent 5, 7, 10 years building a real foundation. But that process takes time. You can't shortcut it. You can't just send them to a training course and expect them to have all of this stuff. There is value in the experience or the school of hard knocks. But companies have been dismantling both ends of it at the same time. No entry level coming at the bottom, and no middle management layer to develop them through. And the whole system depends on both pieces being there and being there right now for one another. Now, this is where I think things get genuinely interesting. And by interesting, I mean genuinely concerning. In 5 years, a meaningful portion of today's senior managers and directors are going to be stepping into VP roles, whether at that company or leaving for other companies or stepping back altogether. And the organizations that have cut their entry level pipeline and then hollowed out their middle management are going to be looking and saying, okay, well, who's ready to step up? The bench is going to be thin, really thin, because the people who should have been developing in those roles over the last 3 to 5 years were either never hired, were laid off before they could ever get any real experience, or left because they were blocked or couldn't see a path forward, especially when all these companies are laying off all these layers. And the really good ones are going to look around and say, I'm not sticking around for this. And here's the part that I have noticed, and it is genuinely frustrating because it's so short sighted and it impacts what used to be a healthy job market. The executives making these workforce decisions are largely optimizing for the next quarter, the next earnings call. Let's face it, the next slide deck that they have to put together and deliver to the board meeting next month. And a lot of them, they're not even going to be at the company when the consequences actually start to rear their ugly heads. Because these senior leaders, I don't know if you've ever noticed this, you should pay really close attention. They all seem to move around. I've seen senior leaders come into organizations that I used to work for. They come in, blow the place up, make wholesale changes, collect a massive bonus, and then they have a golden parachute and they land off somewhere in safety. To me, it's a classic case of do as I say, not as I do. And if you actually paid attention to the most senior levels of these organizations and how they move from company to company to company, we would be considered job hoppers if we did that. In fact, we are considered job hoppers when we do that. And we're judged and we're ridiculed and we're rejected and we're basically made to feel like we're not loyal, that we don't have the ability to see things through, that we bounce out at the first moment of there being trouble. These are all the things that interviewers love to ask employees questions on, but they can do it without any problem. They talk about long-term thinking while making very short-term decisions. And the people, unfortunately, who end up having to pay the price for it are the mid level employees who stay too loyal and the early career workers who just want to get a start on their career but can't even get a foot in the door. And honestly, it's going to be the shareholders who eventually are left holding the bag when these companies are hollowed out and have no ability to continue to operate at the same level of efficiency. Then it starts to look like private equity, where suddenly they're just coming in with a independent leadership team who has no attachment to that business and is making decisions that are only for profitability first and foremost. And honestly, shareholders should be asking that very direct question right now and not simply just how much profitability did you achieve in this last quarter? If you've eliminated your entry level pipeline and you've cut your middle management layer, who's going to run the company in 10 years? Because unless the answer is, well, we plan on AI running everything, that's a question that really needs an answer. Which brings me to the AI argument, because this is the justification I hear most often when we read into this. Companies are telling us that AI will do a lot of what entry level workers used to do. And for certain tasks, let's face it, that's probably true. Routine data work, basic research, first drafts. AI is well equipped to handle all of that kind of work. It's honestly well equipped to handle what most entry level roles are doing. But AI doesn't build organizational judgment. It doesn't build the bench strength. It doesn't develop client relationships. It can't navigate internal politics. It can't advocate for the team, or it can't make the kind of contextual decisions that experienced leaders make every single day. And those things come from years of work that cannot be replaced by simple automation or shipping roles overseas. You have to actually be there. You actually have to do the work. You have to actually be a part of the mistakes for specific organizations with specific people working on specific problems. You have to experience all that stuff because that's how you get developed. And we've already seen a version of this play out. Companies firing thousands of people and replacing them with AI. Well, a lot of them are realizing kind of the hard way that AI couldn't do what the people that they laid off could. The work got worse, it's got sloppier, and it literally directly impacted their bottom line, and their customers noticed. And there's a result to that. To me, this is the same mistake. It's just a longer timeline on the horizon. And to me, this is going to be a much more expensive and difficult one to walk back. Now, if you're a mid level manager or a senior individual contributor, pay attention to whether your company is investing in the entry level hiring and the management development portion. Do they have development programs for new people coming into the organization who can develop into the next tier of leadership? Do they have leadership development programs for people who are already in those companies in these roles? Because a company that stopped growing their pipeline is usually a company that stopped thinking about its people on almost every single level. I've just seen it consistently across the board. And honestly, that's the same thinking that tends to impact promotions, compensation, retention, all of these things that we used to rely on as part of a successful and healthy career that's becoming much more rare. And if you're early in your career and you're struggling to find that first real role, this is a big part of why. It's not that companies decided your generation wasn't worth investing in or that you weren't capable, that they made a financial calculation that junior talent was the cost that they were willing to take and push off. The problem is that you can't push it off into the future forever. And there are going to be companies who figure this out and actually do something about it. And there's going to be other companies, potentially their competitors, who are going to be headfirst into laying everybody off and replacing them with AI and getting rid of their middle management layers. And they're going to realize that they've made a huge mistake. And the first company is going to take advantage. And the ones who aren't paying attention to this are going to have a very predictable crisis on their hands, and they only have themselves to blame. Now, if you're in middle management trying to figure out what's next for you after being laid off and wondering if there's still a career path for you, or you're somebody who's entry level and is just trying to get your foot in the door somewhere, it's actually something that I specialize in. I've got a website called Life After Layoff, which is loaded with tips, tricks, and insider frameworks from a recruiter's perspective. And I teach my deepest and most intimate knowledge in the form of training courses, everything from resume writing from a recruiter's perspective through resume rocket fuel, through an entire job search process broken down as if I was looking for my own job, and also how to operate your career strategy, because you need strategy more now than we've ever needed it before. The market's changing too rapidly, and I have created a very detailed course on how to deal with the strategy piece of it through your entirety of your career. It's called the Ultimate Career Blueprint, and I highly recommend that as kind of a core course for anybody who wants to have a successful career. And if you want a more personalized approach to your job search and maybe your current situation, I am available for some limited one-on-one coaching. You can reach me through my website for that as well. Anyway, if you found this video to be interesting, I would really appreciate a thumbs up, because that does help the algorithm get this out to a broader audience and maybe help somebody who actually needs it. Appreciate you watching. See you in the next one.